when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for like-minded patriotic Americans to rally as one against the powers that threaten to alter, diminish, and destroy the country we love. Proper respect for the opinions of our fellow citizens requires that we should clearly state the grievances that impel us to gather at this great Orlando Tea Party to protest peacefully but passionately in the tradition of our forefathers whose Boston Tea Party resonated around the world. The history of the present government of these United States is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having the effect of establishing an unacceptable tyranny over the citizens of these states. Let the facts be self-evident and speak for themselves, and let these grievances be heard in the halls of power in 2009, just as they were heard in the palace of King George III when they thundered forth from the text of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Be it resolved on this 21st day of March in the year 2009 at the Great Orlando Tea Party on the shore of Lake Eola in Orlando, Florida, that just as our forefathers at the Boston Tea Party protested tyranny at the hands of the British Crown and taxation without representation, we hereby raise our voices against the arrogance and the ruinous policies of our own government. I was about to say, if anything along the way rings true, let's hear it, because the silent majority can remain silent no longer. A government that ignores the will of we, the people. A government that drowns us in debt. A government that forsakes the free enterprise system that has driven the engine of the greatest economy on earth in favor of a relentless march towards socialism designed to subvert the worth of the individual and encourage the intrusion of government into all aspects of our lives. And so let the word go forth from this time and place that we are a proud, freedom-loving Americans who cherish individual liberty, our Constitution, and all this nation has stood for over 233 years. We love our country and we are here to take it back. Let us hereby resolve that we have had enough of massive government-driven bailouts using our money. To our elected leaders, we say, stop spending money we do not have. This is not your money. This is our money. And we demand you stop this madness. We have had enough of so-called economic stimulus plans that falsely promise we can spend ourselves back to prosperity. We have had enough of trillion-dollar spending schemes being passed without Congress or we the people knowing what's in them. This is taxation without deliberation, and we will not tolerate it. We have had enough of the out-of-control government spending that is mortgaging our future and threatening our very way of life. We have had enough of both major parties being arrogant and unresponsive to the people they were elected to serve. We have had enough of seeing money taken unfairly from honest, hard-working Americans through excessive taxation and redistribution to people who have not earned the money. We have had enough of capitalism being targeted as the problem instead of the solution. And we have had enough of government being called the solution when government is the problem. Oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions to our elected officials have been answered only by repeated injury, if in fact they have been answered at all. A government so arrogant and unresponsive to its people is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. We therefore, the people of the United States of America in General Congress assembled here on the shore of Lake Eola in Orlando, Florida, on this 21st day of March in the year 2009, do in the name and by authority of the good people of this city and this nation solemnly publish and declare that we are a free people in this free and independent state, and we have the power and the right to demand that our government cease serving its own interests and whatever destructive political and ideological agendas it is pursuing, and become the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Americans, and that for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. I signed my John Hancock this morning. My wife, Linda, followed it up. But there are 50 feet of blank scroll here, and they are for your signature.